What's up, guys? My name is Ashenmore, coach of the Gen 7 Garchomps, and this week we're in round 2 of the UPL playoffs against Grubbins and his Cherubis. Now, we did fight Grubbins in the regular season. We did win that battle pretty convincingly, thanks to Scarf Thunderous T against his Z Sunny Day Moltres. But he is a very good battler, and obviously, since he's made it to round 2 of the playoffs, full respect for his team and his capabilities. So now, what do we do? What is our team builder going to look like? It's not going to be substantially different. I felt like a lot of the things that I brought against Grubbins the first time were very effective and will continue to be effective against things that he could change up on his team. And I do expect some significant changes. Now, we are going to run Thunderous T Scarf again, exact same moveset, because it's just so effective. We do know that he's going to run Moltres. He almost has to run Moltres because it's his main counter to our Celesteela. He's going to run either Z Sunny Day again, or he's going to run Z Solar Beam, one or the other, and that can blow back the Swampert potentially if I think he's going to go for a Z Sunny Day. So the idea here is, obviously, we have the Volt Switch, we have the Discharge. Those will basically kill the Moltres and also allow us to switch out against things like an Assault Vest Muck and get some chip damage in on it so we can KO it with other things later on. The Hidden Power Grass is mostly there to OHKO the Buzzwole regardless of its investment and item. Grass Knot's there for the Mudsdale. Can also do over 50% damage to the Suicune. Now, speaking of his team, really the main threats, the main things I'm concerned about are that Moltres, if for some reason Thunderous T goes down, the Mudsdale, because that's the main thing standing in the way of Thunderous T really doing whatever it wants to do, and a Calm Mind Suicune. Now, obviously, we can take that out with Thunderous T, but if for some reason we lose it or we can't switch in time, there are situations in which if the Suicune is carrying Ice Beam, it'll be able to pretty much outright kill us after a +1. This is because we're running the move Discharge and not Thunderbolt. Even at +1, even Thunderbolt won't kill it. So we're going to run Discharge. That basically will allow us to get some paras on things like the Latios if he happens to bring that as some sort of a tanky variant. Alright, so there's not much innovation going on there with Thunderous T, but there doesn't need to be. Celesteela, we're bringing that again, is going to be slightly different. So last time we brought it as an autotomized special sweeper. This time around, it's still going to be somewhat of a special sweeper, but it's going to be a little bulkier, and it's going to be carrying Hidden Power Rock instead of the autotomize. Now, one of the reasons why we could have lost last time is because the Moltres could sit in front of us and use Z Sunny Day in front of Celesteela, expecting us to switch out, which we did, and we could have lost the game, obviously, because of that. However, if we run Hidden Power Rock with this kind of special attack investment, we will be able to kill him straight up. The next Mon is a different Mon, and this is the only different Mon I'm going to be bringing. It's Alolan Marowak. It's going to be in place of the Licky Licky we brought last time, although it is going to have more or less the same functionality. The idea is we put it out, we click a move, we break one thing, and then it dies. That's all it needs to do. Shadow Bone's going to kill the Latios and anything else really. Flare Blitz is there mainly for the Buzzwole, somewhat for the Celebi, although Shadow Bone can also hit the Celebi. Earthquake is there predominantly for the Alolan Muck, and then Thunder Punch is there for the Suicune. If we can get the Suicune down by, let's say 20%, and it's specially invested rather than defensively invested, Thunder Punch will kill it, and we can potentially sit in front of it, take a Scald, kill it with Thunder Punch, get revenged, and then put something else out. But as long as we can get that Suicune out of the way as early on in the battle as possible, that is really the goal behind this Alolan Marowak. I'll be bringing the exact same Swampert as last time, choice specs. Last time it didn't get a chance to really do anything. That's because he didn't bring the Mega Mawile and he did not bring the Alolan Muck. I do expect that he might bring one or both of them this time, however, considering how bad Buzzwole generally is against my team. But if he does bring Buzzwole again, obviously we've got to go with that Silvally Bug. Last time, this thing was a champion against Buzzwole, and really it covers a lot of different stuff. Running the exact same moveset, our multi-attack bug is going to be our only attacking move. Then we've got the parting shot, the tailwind, and then the defog just in case he brings that Rabombi and tries to put down sticky webs. And then in the last slot, we're going to be bringing Diancie again. Mega Diancie just kills everything. Although instead of the move Endeavor, we're going to be using Calm Mind instead. If we can find opportunities, and there are opportunities that exist against his team, we can set up a Calm Mind and we can sweep potentially that way instead of with Thunderous T. Anyway, I feel pretty good about this particular matchup. I think I'm just kind of favored in the matchup, the Mons, the way they stack up. So we'll get into the battle and we'll see what happens. Welcome to the battle portion of the video. Here in the team lineup, we see that he's brought 3 different things than last time. He's brought the Alolan Muck, the Mega Mawile, and the Rabombi. Now he's also still got that Moltres, which we do expect to be that Z move, the Suicune, which we expect to be defensive in nature, and then the Latios, which may be offensive or defensive. We don't really know yet. So, looking at his team, we're thinking, hey, what do we start with? Probably Alolan Marowak. That's going to match up pretty well against anything that he has. And I did neglect to mention this in the team builder. We do have just enough speed investment on that Marowak to outspeed base 50 speed Pokemon like the Alolan Muck and the Mega Mawile by 4 speed. That means we're speed creeping them just slightly, just in case they're not invested in speed at all. That'll allow us to kill him, either one, with Earthquake. So, knowing this, we will lead with the Alolan Marowak, while he will lead with the Mega Mawile. Now, since we expect that we're probably going to outspeed him, even with the attack drop, we're going to click Flare Blitz because that would kill the Mawile. Obviously, he's going to switch in Suicune. We're going to have to go out of that, expecting him to go into Calm Mind or potentially Substitute, which he does. So we go into Thunderous T. We're going to go just Discharge here to kind of like scout the rest of his move set. Now we see Toxic, so those are 2 of his moves. And now we see Protect, so that's 3 moves. This means he can't possibly have Ice Beam, which means he's much less threatening offensively than he otherwise would be. Now, at this point with the Alolan Muck out, obviously, we can't stay in here. It turns out he is fully specially defense invested, which is pretty much what we expected. So we're going to go straight into Swampert and threaten this thing out. So we'll do exactly that. He's going to go for a knockoff. He'll get the poison, which is actually pretty good for us, surprisingly. Swampert's not going to get too much done here with an Ice Beam. I expected him to go into something else here, but he goes into the Suicune. We're going to go ahead and just hit Earth Power, expecting him to use his last move, Scald, to finish us off with the poison damage. And then we're going to just put Thunderous T right back out in front of him again, which is exactly what we're going to do. Except this time we're going to hit Volt Switch, expecting him to go back into that Muck after he hits Protect. Which is exactly what's going to happen here. So he sends out the Muck. We're going to Volt Switch. That gets a little bit more chip damage off. We can go right back into that Marowak, threatening with an Earthquake. But we're not going to do that. We're going to actually just hit Flare Blitz, expecting him to switch into something that's not Suicune, but he does. Thankfully, though, we'll eat the Scald. We'll kill this with Thunder Punch and be glad that we've gotten it out of the way. Now Latias comes out. We potentially get to see an item here, which happens to be Life Orb, so we do know he's an offensive variant. That means we can go straight into Mega Diancie, forcing him out, and just hit Moonblast. Now we can kill the Muck since it's fully specially invested with Diamond Storm, which is great. Obviously the Mawile is going to threaten us right back out. We're going to go into the Celesteela and eat a Play Rough. And it's a crit, which is not great. But we're going to hit our Fiery MZ here and Inferno Overdrive and take that Mawile right on out, getting our Beast Boost, and Latias comes out. Now, before we move on, I do want to point something out. I had just enough speed investment on the Celesteela to outspeed a maximally invested Adamant Mega Mawile if it was maximally invested in speed. So that actually turned out to be great for me because he was adamant. Had he been Jolly, he would have been able to go faster, and he may have potentially been able to kill the Celesteela. I'm not really sure. I think he hit Fire Punch there, and he would have taken me out. So thankfully, our speed investment managed to make that not happen. I expect we get taken out here by Thunderbolt, which we do, and we're going to go right back into the Mega Diancie. We do lose the speed tie here, but it doesn't matter. There was no move he could actually kill us with. Moonblast is going to take that out, and now he's down to the final 2. So Rabombi, we expect we're going to be able to take out with Diamond Storm. No, he has Sash, which would be really bad for us, except for we still have that Sovali bug in the back, which is maximal specially defense invested. So we're going to easily eat that Moonblast and kill him with a multi-attack. Now it's just Moltres on the enemy team, and we already know we can handle that. He goes for the Z Sunny Day, so that is exactly what he was planning on. We just go for a Tailwind. There's really no point in hitting any sort of move here. Multi-attack isn't going to do anything. Then we just switch in our Scarf Thunderous T, Discharge, and that's going to take it out for the win. So GG Grubbins, I really liked your team overall. I think you just had a somewhat of a bad matchup against me in particular. But yeah, so we're going to be moving on to the finals of the UPL. And hopefully we can walk away with the season title. We'll see how it works out. So I'll look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Remember, like, subscribe, comment on things that I could do better or differently. Anyway, thanks for watching.